in order to manage this marketing channel very well, you need to understand the external environment. When we say this external environment or the macro environment, we mean that there are variables, right? There are factors which are outside our control, right? Of course, the micro environment, like the customers, you can to a certain extent manage them or control them, but there are other variables which are outside our control, right? For example, like I said just now, the economic environment, the social cultural environment, the competitive environment, technological environment, as a few of you have said, the legal and political environment, right? And also the physical and natural environment, right? So these are the various environmental factors which are changing from time to time. Even the very second, like now, things are changing. Economic environment is changing, right? So we have to know, and of course we have to react accordingly. Though we cannot change all those external environmental factors, we have to know and react accordingly. Like Haji say, we have to actually plan. So hopefully you can focus the changes before things are happening. Then you should be planning and to actually cope with all those changes which possibly will happen in a near future or in a few years time even. So you have to get ready your resources and the systems that you have, and also the strategies to face these possible changes in the business environment. So as far as this channels management is concerned, you have to make sure that you understand the environmental changes and to foresee the possible environmental changes, so that you will have the right channel structure as the environment changes, so that you will have the right systems put in place to face the environmental changes, so that you will have the information, the operational, technological, the human resources, and also the financial resources to manage this particular marketing channel that you have. Or maybe you have various marketing channels to satisfy your various types of customers for your different products or services, or for your different geographical localities of customers. So from here, you can see that the environment has certain impacts or influences on the member participants, and also the distributions from the producers to the intermediaries to the target markets with the help of the facilitating agents. So you can see, if you don't know the environmental changes, then you may not be able to have the right marketing channel structure, and also may not be able to manage the social system well, so that then the goods and services may not be able to channel to the final users effectively and efficiently, at the right cost, at the right volume, at the right quality, at the right time, and also at the right service. Take for example now, of course, every business will be very worried about this COVID-19 pandemic, right? Can say every individual is worrying, not only the business entities, right? Because things can be just changing. For example, like in Kuching, the healthcare environment or the safety and security in this particular geographical area can be changing from day to day, right? Like yesterday, you can see that we had the highest number of new cases of COVID-19, including Kuching. Every day you can see there are new cases, right? So things are changing. With this pandemic, you can see the economic environment is affected. The social cultural environment is affected. Education, religion, the health aspect, the attitudes of individuals, the lifestyles of individual, right? this social cultural environment is changing. The competitive environment is changing because of these healthcare changes. The technological environment is changing with this pandemic. The legal political environment is changing. Government is coming out with new policies from time to time, right? And also the ministries are coming out with the relevant procedures in order to manage this pandemic. And also the physical environment is changing with the changing of this weather, with the changing of this physical environment. You know, uh, things will be affected because of these environmental changes. We cannot say that we don't have to know the environmental changes. For example, the political and legal environmental changes, we don't have to worry about the political change. That is not right, right? Because that will affect the policies, that will affect the livelihood of the people, right? For example, the political parties who are actually having control of our, let's say, state of Sarawak or Malaysia, will affect the other environmental aspects in the nation, right? So, uh, for you, marketer involving in channeling of goods and services, the business environmental changes or the economical, social competitors, the technological, the legal, the physical changes, we affect the channel structure, we affect the social systems that we are in, we affect the operations of this movement of goods and services to our customers in the entire social system. We affect the attainment of our distribution objectives. So we have to know the environmental changes and we have to act accordingly. We have to plan before things are happening, right? Including your inventory management, including your transportation, including your packaging, your materials handling, right? Including your this inventory management. All these need to be managed accordingly, and the changes will affect us. So we are saying that this environment is important to be known and important to be managed accordingly.